That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Welcome back. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back over and over to hang with us and our wonderfully talented and creative guests in the arts and entertainment world. I'm Allyson Murray, and right now we are at the Foothills Art Center in Oneonta, New York for the second annual AuthorCon and Paranormal Horror Festival, hosted by Tiffany Ray, DTM Radio, and Denny Gager. And we're hanging with producer and actor of horror, Jim Krut, from Dawn of the Dead, known as the Helicopter Zombie. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Well, thanks very much, Tiffany.
Oh my goodness.
No, Tiffany was over there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So, you have a long line of horror films. I can't even name them all.
I can't either. I do have the list, though. You know, if you,
yes, you have.
Probably half a dozen of them haven't
Tell us, what's your latest project?
I worked on 3 films so far this year. One was Bigfoot. One was Return of the Slasher Nurse.
Wow.
Third one was Bottom Creek. Those should be out sometime next year. Worked on one last year that just came out called A Host of Sparrows. It's more of a mystery murder rather than a zombie or horror related. But I really like working with the cast and the crew and the director. Just really fine folks, and I like it when a director can bring out the best in you, or at least make you look good on screen.
Right. So what drew you to horror?
I've always liked horror.
Really?
Ever since I was a kid, I was always terrified by it, and it's like a snake that you run away from, but you kind of want to go back and look at it again.
Oh goodness!
Just to see how it works.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it's the same thing with horror. If there's a vampire, what makes a vampire? Where do they come from? What do they do? If there's a zombie, well, there are a lot of reasons for zombies.
Yeah.
People say, what makes a zombie? And I say makeup generally, but that helps a great deal. But it depends on what the script and the director have in mind for what causes is it a comet going over? Is it a government experiment going awry or purposely going awry?
Yeah.
Something that just got loose from the planets that sprinkled down to Earth? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So what attracted you to becoming an actor?
Oh, I don't know.
Just
the ham
forever ago? Did you just fall into it? Did you aspire as growing up? That's what you wanted to do?
Growing up, same thing. In grade school, I was one of the tallest kids. I'm 6'4". You can't tell that sitting down. Maybe you can, if I sit up straight.
You are a pretty big guy.
Yeah. So I got to play Abraham Lincoln in the school play, and I could remember the Gettysburg Address.
Yes, me too.
And now I live in Gettysburg after all those years.
Really? Oh my goodness.
It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
But from that, I thought, oh, that was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with the other people and seeing the magic that went on behind the scenes in theater. And in high school, did the same thing. Did the lead in the high school play, and I wrote plays in high school. When I got to college, I took classes in speech and interpretive reading and other things like that. But we also worked with an alternative theater company in college. And one of the people I worked with happened to be Tom Savini, who did all the makeup and special effects for Dawn of the Dead.
Oh my goodness.
And now has the Douglas School of Effects south of Pittsburgh. So if you've ever watched Face Off, the program, a lot of his students are the ones who are the finalists on that program.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's still doing a lot of great work, still doing films, and I'm signed up to do a film with him, but we've been waiting for different things to happen. It's called Nightmare City. He was going to be shooting it, and the location was going to be Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
And Rico got devastated, so all the plans sort of changed. And we're still waiting for things to happen there.
Oh my goodness. So what do you think, or what do you think has been your greatest, for you personally, accomplishment as an actor?
As an actor, staying alive through all of the death scenes. I did a lot of work in theater. And the difference is when you're working in theater, you get an immediate reaction from people. You can just feel the psychic energy in the air.
Yeah.
You feed off of it. It's like any performance, and the crowd is with you. When you're working in film, you can be doing your absolute perfectly greatest thing you've ever done, and emoting and preparation, and everything just exudes. And then the director says, "Okay, I think we need to change the lighting. Jim, run that again." And when you have to repeat a scene several times, you wonder, okay, how much should I save some energy, in case we have to do this 5 more times?
Right.
Because sometimes certain scenes and actions can be strenuous or take a lot out of you. Whether you're screaming or whatever, you don't want to be hoarse at the end of the day. You need to be consistent. So you have to take care of yourself as well. But it's hard to tell what the balance is, because when you see a nicely crafted film, and the director makes you look good, because it really is up to the director. Hey, they got the lighting right, and the sound is good. You can actually hear the diction and the enunciation, and it all comes through. So it's just a lot of fun. But part of it too, working with an ensemble theater company, you have a bonding with people. And you feel a kinship that you don't have with other people, simply because you're working with them so long.
Right.
So many weeks of rehearsal, so many acts of performance, but you're also relying on them. And they are relying on you. And you forget a line, everything stops. Somebody else forgets a line. If you can't help but pick it up, everything stops there. Yeah. So it's really a high-intensity bonding situation that it's difficult to remove yourself from when you go to a regular job and people say, I don't know, if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
And you start looking at things and people who aspire to a higher level of performance and standard, absolutely. And you find that you do your best work when you're around people who have that same aspiration.
In anything that you do, that is very
work
true.
As hard as you can and be really good. And hang around good people.
That's right. Is there anything that you haven't done that you want to do that's on your bucket list?
Like skydiving?
So
I've never done it. I don't plan to. I hope never to. Not there. But in terms of roles, when I was a kid growing up, my heroes were like Dracula and Frankenstein and Wolfman and the Mummy and all these cultural icons or horror icons. And in some ways, the horror films that we've been part of, like Dawn of the Dead, have generated some new characters like that. And to be even tangentially a bit of a part of that, it's just been so rewarding.
Yeah.
Because in a sense, it's a tribute to all those who came before, for me.
Right. Yes. And I hear that's a pretty iconic role that you have.
The helicopter zombie role, Tom created it, Tom Savini.
Yeah.
And it's still considered one of the top 5 zombie deaths of all time.
Yes.
And
it's incredible.
It's one of the 100 top moments in horror history. I'm good with it. Hey.
There you go. Is there anyone that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
Oh, there are a lot of folks that whose work I admire, and I think of everyone from Kane Hodder to probably a lot of people you might not even know their names, because some of them are maybe either in makeup or behind the mask.
Yeah.
But they're people whose work. Some of them have gone. You think of people like Christopher Lee or Boris Karloff, I mean, I've met Sarah Karloff, Boris Karloff's daughter. I've met Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And had I known them earlier when their fathers were alive, I'd have said, hey, can I come over and meet your dad?
I know.
I'd love to have worked with them.
Oh, I know.
That's never going to happen.
Loved him. His voice. So sexy.
They're such a class to, yeah. Well, we all have a different response to it, of course. But I'm glad it affects you that way. I'll practice.
I mean, that is just you can't not know Vincent Price's voice. A lot of celebrities are involved with like nonprofit or giving back to. Do you have anything that is close to your heart that you are involved in?
Yeah, actually. We just did a show in Gettysburg called the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and the beneficiary of that was Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors. And the following week or two, we did one with Sci-Fi Saturday in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and that benefited Wounded Warriors. I'm a Vietnam veteran also, and I have a Purple Heart, so I was wounded as well. So I understand what people can go through.
Exactly.
And so I have a personal feeling about that I came out pretty well, all things considered. And if there's an opportunity to give back through Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, what I like about them is that less than 5% is done toward fundraising. Everything else goes directly to benefit veterans.
Oh, that's great.
That's just my personal thing.
That's perfect.
And what I find too in a lot of horror conventions and comic conventions, there's usually a beneficiary project, and I really like to participate in those because you feel like you're doing a little good along the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Makes you feel good inside.
Yes. So where can people obviously can rent your movies and all this stuff? Can they follow you so they can keep up to date? What are your links?
Yeah, I do have a page on Facebook, but I also have a website, which is Helizombie, H-E-L-I, as in helicopter, zombie, helizombie.com. And on there are a list of my appearances, the films I've done, some photos with fans, how to get in touch with me, how to get some of my line of shirts. People say, you ought to have t-shirts. May I?
You may.
Yeah.
Please do.
Da-da-da-da. You don't have to do this.
Oh my goodness.
Shameless self-promo, I know. But somebody said, you should have shirts for women. And I said, well, they can wear them. No, you got to get women's shirts.
Yeah.
So I got those. And then they said, you should have tanks. You should have hoodies. So I've got hoodies and tanks and tees, you know.
Fantastic.
It's just been funny. But those are all on my website, too.
Oh, that's cool. Harry, do we have time for a game? We like to play games on this show, Jim.
Okay.
I want to play Never Have I Ever with you.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever played?
You're catching me completely unawares.
It's like Truth or Dare without the dare. Okay. It's just you pick a card. It could be innocent. It could not be. Yes. I'm going to play with you because I embarrass myself as well. And then you just answer, never have I ever. Or have I? Want me to go first?
Sure.
Never have I ever engaged in hot tub foreplay. Of course I have.
Now, is that hot tub or just hot foreplay in a tub?
Yeah.
I don't know which way.
Hot tub foreplay, whatever you want it to be. I've done it.
I guess if you're in a golf course, you could say four.
Of course I have.
No, I just say, never have I ever had sex with someone here. That would be untrue. Untrue. So my
never
wife's around the corner.
Okay, there we go.
Does that count?
I was trying to think untrue would be yes, you have. It takes blonde. It takes me a minute to catch up.
Oh, we do this again?
Yeah, let's play one more time.
Okay.
Because it's too fun.
You're a wild woman, Allyson. You're a wild woman.
My son is like, oh boy. Never have I ever cursed or flipped off a driver that cut me off. I often have.
Wow.
I'm a little bit of firecracker in me too.
Let's see that. Wowie.
Oh, good.
Just do another one. I think you're on a roll now.
I'm on a roll. Just for you, I will.
All right, all right.
Never have I ever been paid for sex. That I have not.
Yep. Oh.
That's a no, Jim.
I guess a drink or two doesn't count. We won't.
No.
Oh, we won't go.
Oh, I didn't even consider that. The answer.
I don't know where we're going, but I don't know how we got here. But I think we're having a good time.
We are. Your turn.
And never have I ever made a business call on the toilet. No, I use a phone. How can you call it? It's like people come up and say, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I said, "You'd have better results using a camera."
Oh my God, we had a lot of fun hanging with Jim today. I am Allyson Murray, but before we go, we would like to give a very special thank you to our partners at Krut Radio out of LA, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services with Heather Reed, our really good friends over at Embellish FX in Orlando, Florida. These are the folks that share our videos all over the World Wide Web, and we hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think of today's show and our guest. You can also check our guest links below. Remember to subscribe, log on, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next. Thank
exactly
you so
what she said.
much.
This is Jim Krut saying, absolutely, do what Allyson said. She's in charge here, you know.
Thank you so much.